they were talking. It's a great conversation about Lane. Okay. And if Lane Johnson, how do you look at Lane Johnson? I would make the comment that you only can really do it over the last 30 years. Who are the best O-linemen over the last 30 years? Well, let me ask you this. In Philadelphia, who do you think has had more impact as an O-lineman? Who would you say? Jason Kelce or Lane Johnson? I appreciate that, Park. Thank you. Who has had a more of an impact? Let's bring in Zander. Let's get him up here. Let's get from the morning show. Big Z.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Who do you think's had more of an impact in the O-line over the last 15 years? Jason Kelce or Lane Johnson?
Lane. Actually, that might be recency bias.
Well, because Jason Kelce plays a tougher position than right guard.
Yeah, and Kelce called out the protections for Foles. Kelce did so much of that. I think Kelce was one of the reasons that the transition from Carson Wentz to Jalen Hurts was so seamless and worked so well. I think you got to go Kelce. And I think you got to go Kelce. Yeah.
And by the way, both Hall of Famers.
Absolutely. And I think Lane is the better player, actually.
Yeah, Lane is the better player, but the more responsibility was on the center.
Yeah, I think Lane's a better player, but I think you're right. Yep. That's how I see it with there.
Is AJ the best wide receiver in franchise history?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, 4 years now he's been here, or 3 years he's been here now. 4,000 yards in 3 years. I mean, T.O. was obviously the most talented, but he wasn't here very long. So
1 year.
It's got to be A.J. Brown. And the scary part about that is he's already talked about that after 3 years. What's he going to be after, even if he just plays 2 more seasons in Philly, 3 more seasons in Philly? I mean, he's on a really, he could be. That's the one reason that yesterday before JAKIB came on, you were asking me if I think Jalen will finish his career here or AJ. And I think AJ's a tough conversation because it's a lot less likely he would finish his career in Philly. But I do think he's quickly entering that like Philly guy type of era, like aura type of dude that he has where, I wonder if a deal would get struck because he becomes so beloved by the city. I mean, even this summer, like you said, Jalen's in Napa and the Vineyards and the Met Galas. AJ's like, yo, I'm in Philly. This is where I live. My family lives here. Philly took me in. This is my home. I'm working out here. I need a quarterback in the area to throw the ball. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's really embraced this city. And I think the Eagles have reciprocated that embrace to him because they're appreciative of the way he's embraced it when it's very easy to be a pro athlete and be like, yeah, I'll be there for the season, And I think they appreciate that. So I think AJ is kind of on a different trajectory, but we'll see.
How about this, what you brought up with me? And I watched that Nicole Lynn interview again. Yeah. And you're right. How much?
By the way, she's a sharp lady, man.
Oh, my God. What an absolute
sharp lady
agent she is. Mm-hmm. And you know what she does, too? Her relationships, from what I'm hearing with all the teams, she leaves it up to the player on what type of energy.
Exactly.
What I mean by energy is if a player wants money, she's going to be hard. If a player wants community and wants to be involved in the organization for a long time, she approaches it from that angle.
Well, in Jalen Hurts' case, she got them both.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. What do you think the most important thing she got for Jalen Hurts was?
Well, the way the contract was structured so he could keep his team around him.
The no trade.
Well,
you know why?
You sign a contract that big, though, Sills. It's unlikely you're getting traded.
Well, wait. No, you don't I'm not putting that in there to give to the player. What? So you can control your own destiny?
Yeah, it's true.
What if the guy sucks? Okay. What happens if this guy gets hurt and I'm there with that contract?
Well, you do remember, like Jalen Hurts was playing on a $850,000 or $1 million contract when we went to our first Super Bowl. So I feel like there was a little bit of we were not indebted to him, but like he gave us such high performance and he was on a rookie deal. It was like when we gave him that contract, they kind of gave him everything, and to his credit, by the way, that'll forever go down as one of the greatest contracts Eagles ever signed.
I never heard a
Yeah.
$250 million deal done that quietly.
Well, and also Sills, I mean, the guy got the job done, right?
Yeah,
Guy get the job done.
absolutely.
Be one thing to give him the bag after going and he doesn't go back or he gets comfortable. He went back.
Here's the one thing that maybe I will bend on where you say that he retires an Eagle. Because you said something yesterday and I thought about it. You know, he's not breaking, and Nicole said it too in the interview.
Yes.
He's not breaking the Eagles' nuts. Like in Baltimore, you know, they're talking about an extension.
Yep. And remember when Josh got his this year, we talked about it too.
Okay. And Jalen's not breaking stones over this. He's like, hey, look, I know we have to do this. We got a team we're going to build. He's kind of taking the Brady approach and to some extent the Mahomes approach to this. So to me, maybe the Eagles reward him with this, Zander. Hey, we're going to do everything in our power. As long as this keeps going the way it is, maybe we do make this guy play in one place like Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
I mean, those days of playing in one place are not here any longer.
No, they're really not. I mean, especially in the salary cap era and the modern game where players, you know, have more control than ever, to your point, which is why it's big that he got a no trade clause. But yeah, I could see it. I mean, I really could see. Remember, Jalen Hurts is already today the greatest starting quarterback that's ever been in. Maybe not the greatest, but the most accomplished starting quarterback that we've ever had in Philly. All right, and it's not even close. And the guy's he's not even 27 yet, I don't think, or whenever he turns 27 this summer or whatever it is.
It's not.
This dude's young and he's accomplished, and Philly's always going to remember that. All right, like I know some people might not have him as their main, type of player or whatever the case may be, but Jalen will always be loved in this city. And I think the Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie takes care of players, man. Jeffrey Lurie likes taking care of players that gave everything to the city. He does. He's done it for years. Sometimes they did it to a fault. Remember after 17, they kept some of the older guys around. They've done it to a fault. And even though the big four, Fletcher Cox retired as an Eagle, Jason Kelsey retired as an Eagle, Brandon Graham retired as an Eagle, and Lane Johnson will, without a shadow of a doubt, retire as an Eagle. Those are the four biggest Eagles that we've had in the last decade. The next guys coming up are, I would say, Cooper, Jalen Carter, Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown.
Lotta.
And Lotta, and I would say Dickerson as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So those are the guys who I think I have the best chance to retire as an Eagle, those five players.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Marcus here. Who you been more surprised by since they initially became an Eagle? Sirianni or Hurts? With their success.
Who
have you been more surprised about with their success?
That's a tough one. I mean, I tell everybody this.
I know they're interlinked. They're interlinked.
They are interlinked. But I've always had a weird belief in Jalen Hurts, even when I was in college, because I watched him overcome it in college. And even when he got benched, like I remember being like, yo, I don't hate Jalen Hurts at all. Like, I'm not one of the dudes who was like, bench him and get rid of him. I'm not really surprised. Like, surprised? That's not the right word. Maybe am I inspired and am I moved by what he's been able to do? For sure. But surprised, I don't think I could use that word. So Sirianni could be a little bit more of a surprise, because how often do you see a head coach who's a coach of a football team, a coach of grown men, have kind of the childish behaviorisms that Sirianni has and have this level of success? So I think surprise would probably be Sirianni. I'm not surprised by Jalen's success. Guy works his balls off, dude.
Yeah, but
I mean, he says everything right. He does everything right. He's got the father that has him on track. And then he went to Alabama. Like, I'm not surprised by it.
Oh, I am by his talent, because he was not very good. I didn't think.
Well, surprised by talent.
As a pro athlete playing the quarterback position, I didn't see it. I mean, he looks like Jalen Milroe to me when he was there. Not very accurate. I mean, he just wasn't. I mean, that's why he got benched. And I was like, I just didn't see it. Now, what you just said about working, he worked at his deficiencies, and he became a better ball player with hard work and perseverance and overcoming and just true belief.
He's always been a different cat.
You
This,
know what he is? He's the ultimate overachiever.
Well, that's for sure. But he's also always been a different cat. Like, find me one player, let alone quarterback, one player who would get benched in the national title and then stay at that. Wait a second. And stay at that school for an entire another season and come in and win the SEC championship.
No way.
I don't know if there's another player that exists.
I wouldn't.
That. So I feel like Jalen is always been that. He's, every once in a while you meet someone, you're like, dude, that dude's different. Like, whether you like it or not, he's a different dude, man. He's a different dude. Jalen's different. So that's why I'm not surprised. But I do agree with you where he wasn't talked about talent-wise like he is now. Even people who say it's disrespect to say he's top 10. Like, guys, he was not supposed to be this good. No. And Sileo is right about that.
So do you think the 13th pick of Jordan Davis is good or bad?
Well, I think that's a tough conversation because when you take a guy at 13 overall, you hope he has an upside that's bigger than a rotational, run stopper. And Sills, even if you're going to be a run stopper, if I'm taking you 13 overall, you better be one of the best run stoppers I've ever seen, right? So he hasn't been that, right? But to add the context of, was it too high? Absolutely. Why did we take Jordan Davis? And I think when you boil it down, we didn't take Jordan Davis to get sacks. We didn't take Jordan Davis to be a good pass rusher. We took Jordan Davis to improve our run defense and give us more versatility.
Do you believe that right there has evolved to that? Or do you believe on draft day at the 13th pick, they were going to get more? I think they thought they were going to get more on draft day. And they because of Vic, have morphed into that thinking. Just like they did with last year's approach and how they were going to approach the game, they have bought into, well, he's not that, but he's really good at this.
Yeah,
and they changed the metric on him.
Well, I think there's other there's branches of this, if you will, but the roots of this are he was drafted to be a good run stopper. And he has been that, and the defense was the number one defense in the league 3 years after drafting him, and they won the Super Bowl with that defense. So for me to say it was a failure, I would say no to that. But I think the branch of it is you're 100% right. When they spent the 13th overall pick, they were expecting at the least one of the best run stoppers that we've had in Phil. You know what I mean? Like that level of guy, even if he didn't become a pass rusher. I don't think he's lived up to that hope or to that hype. So maybe a little bit of a letdown from that regard. But again, our defense was the number one defense if we won a Super Bowl. Like, I can't really look at the defensive draft picks and be like, yeah, that was a bust. No, not really. Like Jalen Reagor was a bust, dog. We had to use 2 number ones to replace that.
I never used bust. I would ask you this, though. Don't you think when they drafted him 13th, they were expecting Jalen Carter?
I think they were expecting.
So you thought they knew they were drafting Vita Vea.
I think Vita Vea is a lot better than Jordan Davis is.
He is.
I think Vita Vea could have been reasonably the hope. A really dominant run guy that changes the game. That's what Vita Vea is when he's at his prime. He's not right now. He hasn't been at his prime in a little bit, but I don't think Jordan was ever that. I mean, you could say Dexter Lawrence, who's one of the best noses in the league, who's a versatile player, is an every down guy. I mean, that's what you would hope for with the 13th overall pick. I think we all realized very quickly that Jordan wasn't going to be that. And now, hey, look, maybe that Jordan, I don't like to put a ceiling, Sills. I really don't. I don't like to put a ceiling and say, yeah, the player's never going to be it. He's 3 years in the league. He's not 8 years in.
Well, this is his 4th year now coming up, right?
Coming up his 4th year, yep.
Okay.
Jordan Davis, age. Not the singer. There's a singer, I guess, that's named Jordan Davis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All 25 years old, and he just turned 25. Like, I'm going to give him a little bit more time.
You think there's more upside to him? When you see him, you think there's more upside to him. See, I don't. I think it's who he is. This is what he is. But my problem is, dude, I you know why I'm hard on him? Because, bro, it's one thing for Nakobe Dean not to make your team because he's injured all the time. It's another thing because you're a fat ass. That's not an excuse not to be great. That's a laziness. You think he's completely 100% committed to the game?
No. He's not completely 100% committed. I mean, the reality is, look, I'm a little bit softer on this conversation than you are. I'll admit that, and I'm not proud of that. Normally I'm a hard ass about everything else. I am definitely softer about this, but what is the at the very base core of being a football player is being in shape. If you're not in perfect shape by 4 years in the pros and a couple years at University of Georgia, yeah, you're not putting in the time.
Dude, I saw you go out and get a 36-year-old Linville Joseph and do the same shit. A 36-year-old Linville Joseph. You were paying him $3.5 million. That's my problem with this, dude. You can't be like that. We're gonna.
By the way, I think Bob Lang might be colluding with me now. I mean, I have perfect internet all day today, and I come on the National Football Show, and now my internet's kicking out. I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here? This feels targeted.
Hold on, I got it. You ready for this one now? Here you go. Here, best 100. CBS's best 100.
Oh, this is a bullshit list. By a bullshit dude who hasn't been right about much of anything in the last couple of years. He's an aggregator. He loves chirping at Philly because he knows we're going to respond.
Number one.
This is a stupid list.
Like Myles Garrett, the second best player in the league. I agree with that.
That's a stupid list.
Saquon Barkley, number 3. I agree with
that.
He
put 4 picks Justin Herbert above the Super Bowl MVP. This guy's not serious.
Josh Allen.
He's not a serious guy.
This is the list of who the best players are, not on the best teams. There's a difference between, like I tried to tell people, the Eagles didn't have one guy.
There's a box of rocks.
Hold on. Eagles didn't have one player first team All-Pro. That doesn't mean the Eagles don't have the best O-line in football by far. They got the top 3 players at every position except right guard. Talking about a unit versus talking about a dude. Hey, good players are on shitty teams too. Okay? I mean, there's good players on shitty teams. So Barkley 3. Let's get down here. You know, I do notice this on this list. Lane's the first Eagle and the first O-lineman, or second Eagle, first O-lineman of any O-lineman on this list.
Wait, who was number 1 on this list? Mahomes?
That's Mahomes.
All right.
He's got Mahomes 1. He's got Garrett 2. He's got Barkley 3. Oh, let me write that down here. Barkley number 3. Let's see how many Eagles here. Barkley 3. Let's go down here. So we go down. Here's Lane at number 12, is it? There he is. Lane Johnson, 12. There's Lane. Look at Mulata. Mulata 13. That's awesome. So you got 3 and 12 and 13. Let's go down the list there. There's Derrick Henry at 14. There's Tristan Wirfs, heck of a ball player. Where's the next Eagle? Where we got going up here? There's 30. AJ. There's AJ at 31. I got AJ 7th. Okay, I mean, best athlete in the game. So anyway, they got him at 31, AJ. It's a little low. Jaden Daniels, 33. There you go. Look at Jaden Daniels at 33. Wow. Zach Bond, number 40. Holy shit. So right now, the Eagles have Barkley at 3, Lane 12, Mulata 13, AJ 31, and Zach at 40. Damn. A lot of good Eagles here. There's Christian McCaffrey at 41. There's Brian Thomas Jr. at 44. Malik Neighbors, 45. There's Justin Herbert at 49. Look at that. Look at Justin Herbert at 49. What a look, there's Jalen at 50.
50 what?
52.
You know, he was drafted
this guy's got Jalen Hurts at the 52nd.
Jalen was drafted at 53 overall.
Dude, he's about the top 20. He's about the top 20 player in the league. When you're putting all the players in the league.
Wow, that's pretty good by you.
Yeah, he's probably top 20. Yeah.
I'll take that.
52? I don't think so. Hey, man. Why do you think the guy keeps getting shit on?
Because it's fun to shit on them when you're not a Philly guy.
Why? How could that be? So
I
wait
don't
a
know,
minute.
Sileo. Why do you come on here every day, tell us we're all Nimrods, and you smile doing it?
Well, most of you are.
Wait,
All I'm telling you,
who else got a kick out of Cilio's reaction though? It's fun to do. He goes, "Why? I don't never do that. I don't think I've ever had fun making fun of you idiots. Are you kidding me?"
not
People
me.
love
I
picking
don't
on
know.
Philly because look, I love being Philly. All right, but Philly people are, they get a little emotional here and
I
there.
love it.
They're protective of their people.
Yeah.
And people get reactions out of Philly. So Nimrods like Pete Prisco put him at 52 to stir up the pot.
50. You know what, Zander? That's a great line. You know, these players, of all the people in your city, because you don't take outsiders well. But when you become an Eagle, you accept them once they get drafted on day one. You notice that? Like if you have a talk show host, man, it takes 3-4 years to get through to you fucking nut ends. Okay? But if you're
I still get DMs every day. Yo, fuck that asshole, you shit on my Eagles.
Hey, listen, it takes years to get in this room.
No, the funniest is when I go like and I'm hanging out with like either a friend or like someone in my extended family, and they're like, "Yo, what was Sileo saying?" I'm like, "All right."
All right, I got another good one for you. Hold on. Little tasty treat. Oh, by the way, can I please put this into the coffers of, hey, do me a favor, Zander. In the next 10 days, can I get that Marcus Hayes fucking soundbite up? I'd like to get it up. So, Marcus,
if I ever get off this fucking show, I've been booted to the 5 o'clock hour like a peasant,
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
You kicked me to 5:40 when I got my most at work to do in the entire day. And you want me to, now you're adding to it. Oh God.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, Zander.
I'll get you this fucking clip.
So Marcus Hayes said that I asked him if Doug was coaching this team, do you think they would be where they are? And he went, no, they'd be better.
No, he's wrong.
And he's a better coach.
He's wrong, man. I'm a firm believer, Sills, in that people like are in positions for different times for different reasons. And I would be okay with an argument that someone thinks Doug Peterson is a better coach than Sirianni. I'm okay with that. But I don't believe that you can interchange people at any given moment in time or for whatever you're talking about and get the same result. I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe you could insert any quarterback in Philly and they would have the same success. I don't believe that Doug Peterson believe the team would operate the same way. All right. So I think Nick has been the right coach for the right moment in Philly. That's what I believe. And I don't think that I could say that Doug would be more successful than Nick is right now. I mean, dude, Nick has been does Marcus need a reminder on the accolades of Sirianni so far in 4 years? You might not like the guy, but the records and the winning percentage, which by the way is the only stat a coach has.
He doesn't believe it.
Yeah, well, he's like Angelo. Angelo doesn't believe in Andy Reid either. Andy Reid's going to march his way as a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest coaches of all time. And with all due respect to Angelo Cataldi, some dude with a microphone who's got a big voice in a big city says he's not a good coach. Like, yo, you're not right. And it doesn't really matter if you want to stick to your take. It doesn't really matter. It's a bullshit opinion.
I don't buy that on Andy.
It's an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. We all got one.
Hey, Jerry Seinfeld said it on a show once. He goes, if you think I could start another sitcom like Seinfeld, you'd be crazy to think that I could have the same success.
Yeah, right.
By starting it. And he goes, it's the perfect storm is what you're talking about. Certain things at the right time. Like, I agree with that, Zander. I'm a believer in that. I don't believe you could just go, well, let me fucking put somebody in this sitcom or this movie and take somebody out of Maverick, not being Maverick, and put somebody else in there and it'd be the same movie. It's not.
Well, that's where I think you take the life out of things, right? I mean, even just Go local to our shows here. The National Football Show is not a show without Dan Sileo. Birds 365 is not a show without Johnny Mack. Could I go and say, oh, maybe we can get cheaper or this or that or that, or, do another beat reporter because it's the same. People show up because whatever it is, the show works, and the people show up for what what that show brings. So, I don't know. I don't think the framework is enough for me to say that Nick Sirianni is just stiff. Like Devin Shanahan, who's been Sileo-ized.
Hey, so you got Harry
I
Mays
go,
of
by the
the
way.
world.
You're fucking holding me. You told me 5:15.
Hey, you got Harry Mazes of the world. And over here, you got Zander Krauses of the world. What do you want from me? How you doing? All right. Last one before I get you out. No, wait. Let's do this. Let's do the supers.
Wait, what do you got? If you got something for me, you prepare, you work hard. Let's go. I can hear
All right. Last one here for you, Junior. I want you to tell me flat out kind of year you think your boy and Kevin Petula are going to have this year. Are they going to have a top 10 offense? Is it going to be resemble the same kind of thing in the 20s, passing and number 1 or 2 in rushing? Is it going to look, what is it going to be? What do you envision this thing to be? Or do you think it's going to be something like 15 and 15, top 15 defense, top 15 offense? Oh God, I can only already see it with everybody. Bullshit. What? Thank God he froze. What's wrong with his internet all of a sudden? So I'm going to put a number down here.
Am I frozen or am I here?
No, I got you now. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on. It's Bob Lang. He's not going to like my answer again. I don't know what's going on. All right. I think running offense, they're going to be second in the league.
Okay.
Behind the Ravens.
Okay.
Passing offense, 12th in the league. Good for the number 4 overall offense in football.
Okay. This is what I got. Barkley's going down in week 2.
No.
Hey, I'm going to knock on wood for that.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, I can't even do that. I will not do that. I will not, and I didn't mean that. I'm going to say you guys are number 2 in rushing. And I'm going to say you guys are probably going to be number, what did you say?
Oh, big shoes. 28. Ha, ha, ha. 12th.
No.
12th, Sileo.
I'd say you're probably 15th in passing offense.
Oh, all right. You're right where I am.
I would go 15th in passing. You can't be 29 again. You're just not. It's not. That's not possible.
I'll make a wager with you right here. If we finish in the bottom 5 passing offenses in the NFL, what do you want? Want me to wear a Dak Prescott jersey of some sorts?
No, I don't, because I don't know what you want me to do first. Well, I got to know.
I didn't propose anything to you. I'm very confident that the Eagles are not going to be bottom 5 passing offense in the league this year.
Bottom 5? You were bottom 3.
Okay, and I said they're not going to be bottom 5 this year.
Okay, I think they're going to be like 15th and 2nd. That's probably going to give them around. That means it'll be a top 5 offense. So you're probably going to be scoring around 27 a game. 20. You get what you guys around 26.
Dude, this Eagles team is going to be good.
That defense is going to be. That defense will be 18th.
Yo, guys, I hope everybody had a fun 2024 season. I got a weird feeling that 2025 is going to be unbelievable.
18th in defense.
Oh, bullshit.
18th
in defense.
You watch.
Get the best linebacker in football. Get the best defensive tackle in football. You get the best corners in football. Come on, man.
Best corners in football. Big Z. Hey, let's read some of them supers and get you the hell out of here.
Oh, man, this dude.
Best corners.
25 will be a movie. If I had to bet one thing right now, it's that I'll be back on Broad Street for a parade, baby.
Adore you,
all you knuckleheads who didn't come to the parade last time, including you, Sileo, will be in Philly for it. Are you ready? Because I am.
Hey, my boy Clancy Bolin I believe I'm here for the opening week.
Oh gosh.
Bro,
Get ready. We're
that
doing a
means-
show outside the link.
get this. That means you and me are going to be over at the offices that day.
Yeah, silly.
I'm
You might
working on it.
you might end up with an egg on your head if you
Yeah.
if you go out to the tailgate. You might end up with an egg on your head, dude.
Now, wait a minute for a second. Hey,
Nah, Philly soft. That's the funny thing. They'll
chirp
chirp you online, but they'll see you in person. They'll all come. Oh my god, that's Sileo. I promise you.
Can you, hey, dude, can you imagine me doing a tailgate, Cowboy Day,
Oh
the
god.
link? Holy shit,
Oh,
man.
God.
I would need a police escort.
Look at Keese. He says, yo, Keese, Camel Keese. It might be 14-3, my guy. All right, let's get these super. I got to go, dude. 544. Devin says, JD is not the 13th pick good. Forget about where he was picked. He's a decent player that is serviceable. A bust isn't serviceable.
He's not a serviceable player. He's a good player. That's serviceable. It's that kid Booker.
Yo,
That's
Devin,
perfect.
keep grinding on the new job, brother. I saw your DM. Thank you for the support, for reaching out, for the $5 super chat, and I agree with your take on Jordan Davis.
Yeah, he's not a serviceable dude. He's a good player.
Park Alexander, what kind of car was Park got there, Sileo? Can you see that? My eyes don't work very
Is that a Mustang?
No, I can't. I'm a Mustang guy.
Hey, Park, is that a Mustang or is that what is that?
Park says he's playing team ball. He is better. He plays team ball. He is better. Hurts, I guess he's talking about.
I guess he's talking about Jalen.
Kyle Kokorski. Oh, there you go. We already got that. All right, we only had a couple supers. I never knew a Democrat on tax day is hilarious comment though.
Absolutely. Zander, great stuff. You guys are killing it down there, man. You know, during this time, it's one of my favorite
18th on defense. I see Twiz has already bookmarked it. Remember it, everybody. It'll be on the mantle of shitty Sileo takes this year.
I am off.
Reyes, write it down so you can roast them next year.
I am like Shohei Ohtani so far this year.
What,
I am the guy.
Pitching one inning with a one earned run.
Yeah, and then I turn around and go. And then I turn around and go 2 for 4 and drive into game winners. Yeah, that's me. All right.
That's true.
Hey.
All right, Sills, I got to run. Thank you, bro.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. Absolutely awesome. Guys are great. Absolutely. That's a Lexus convertible. Oh, hey, excuse me. Hey, look at Park. It's a Lexus convertible. You know, and then hey, wait a minute. Hey, Park. What do you park over your Aston Martin? That's my Aston Martin over there. It's a $375,000 car, by the way, just in case you're keeping score. Right? Hey, Park's got an Aston Martin in a Lexus convertible. Big Sills yellow Hummer. Yes, I have a yellow Hummer. It's canary yellow, too. I think I got a picture of it. Yeah, some of you guys have probably seen it. Big Sills' yellow Hummer. I love that thing. Roomy, it's big, and it's big cells. Oh, yeah. By the way, Sue, a lot of victims in that car. Oh, man. Sills used to fit in a Lotus. I never fit in that thing. Senor, let me see the cars. Let me write them down. So here are my cars. Corvette. Yes, fit. Man, I love that car. Was it fast? Then I bought a Porsche 911. Great car. Great car. Then I bought a Maserati. I had these all at once. Really good economics. My aunt right now is throwing up. Okay. Oh, I have to add one more. So I had my Corvette. I got rid of the Vet. But I had my Porsche. I had a Maserati. That's when I got the Lotus. Lotus is Spree. It was blue. Then I got an Acura. As you can tell, I went from all that. Then I went to an Acura. It was juiced up. Then I went to an Acura. Yeah. No, bro. No, that's not. Do I look like a Chevy? Right? Do I? Okay. Pontiac Trans Am. Hey, so why am I not surprised with trans? Oh my God. Okay, so Sue had a trans. All right. Hey, Sue, what color was your trans? Pink? Oh my God. You can only fit in the Hummer. Yes, Sue. That's probably true. You should see when I get a rent a car. I can't fit into any one of them. Oh God. Back talking. No, we're not. Okay. Says you're having too much fun. Why not? Why not smile? Are you kidding me? Chevrolet, heartbeat of America. Says Young Biz. Here's a guy that gives me shit all the time. Heartbeat of America. You ever heard of America, Sileo? Were you one of them Italians that came over here with your greasy hair and oily skin, your olive oil skin? I think you're a disgrace to the country. Do me a favor. Make sure you always go to my guy over there and contact him. Don't ever contact me again. Senator, you can have my answer now. Okay? Nothing. And I appreciate